Well, hello, welcome. I'm glad that you're with us as we continue our chronological read through of the Bible. If you remember, in our last reading, we left Hezekiah and the children of it and the people of Judah, especially in particular Jerusalem, in a real pickle. They're facing in this David and Goliath type scenario. They're facing the armies of Sennacherib, who are besieging Jerusalem, and Sennacherib's people are shouting questions over the city walls at the people of Jerusalem. Who are you going to trust? Where are you going to go for help? Obviously, with the idea that there's no one that can save them from from the mighty Assyrians. Well, in chapter 37, we find that Hezekiah goes directly to Yahweh by inquiring of Isaiah what he should make of the words that are being spoken against Judah and against Yahweh. Well, Isaiah tells Hezekiah that Yahweh will cause Sennacherib to withdraw um, so that he can defend his kingdom at home from other threats, and that once he gets there, he will be killed. Before this happens, Hezekiah receives a letter from the Assyrians, once again demanding Judah's surrender and questioning why Hezekiah would trust in Yahweh when there are so many other great kingdoms that have fallen before the Assyrians. Hezekiah takes that letter, he lays it before the Lord, turning his problem over to God, basically giving God this letter and trusting God to solve it. And God does. He strikes down 185 Assyrian troops overnight, forcing Sennacherib to return home, where he's soon killed by his own sons. Excuse me. In chapter 38, then, we read of a sickness that comes over Hezekiah, a sickness that he is at first told will lead to his death. But Hezekiah once again turns to Yahweh and pleads for his life. So Yahweh relents. He gives Hezekiah a miraculous sign of the sundial going backwards 10 steps. Hezekiah is healed, and he writes a psalm of praise, which you'll read in that chapter. Then in chapter 39, we have envoys from Babylon. Babylon's a rising nation. They're becoming more powerful, going to be helpful as far as balancing off Syria and the Assyrians. They're sent to Hezekiah with letters, with presents, celebrating the great victory that Hezekiah had over the Assyrians. Well, Hezekiah welcomes this delegation from Babylon gladly, gives them a royal tour, and he even shows off the great wealth that's accumulated in Jerusalem because he's hoping to strike an alliance with them for protection. Wow. Yahweh chastises for Hezekiah for turning to human help after having twice received such great help from Yahweh himself. Through Isaiah, Yahweh prophesies that Babylon will carry away not only all that wealth, but also the people themselves. Hezekiah accepted the words of the Lord and seems to, well, selfishly be happy that at least it won't happen on his watch. Or maybe more generously, Hezekiah hoped that with this still being out in the future, with it not happening yet, that God might yet relent if Judah repents, and such a disaster then may never happen. As we read of what God did in the days of Hezekiah, we can appreciate even more what Psalm 76 tells us, that none can stand before Yahweh or wrest from his hand anything that is his. And Psalm 76 will be your closing reading for today. Well, again, may God be with you, bless you. As always, I pray that these, our few minutes together here are helpful as you're doing these readings. Look forward to gathering with you again the next time.